Morning all, except it's afternoon. Right, just getting everything ready here. Hi Rose. Now then, I've reset all my settings and checked the microphone and all that stuff, so I'm hoping the sound's better today. Maybe you could let me know. I'm afraid there isn't a backup plan if the sound's not great. I'll just have to crack on with it's not much better. Band. After it's just not working here. I wonder what the problem is. I'm watching, but my hands are full, so no comments from me today. Okay, well, can you hear me okay? We had terrible problems yesterday, and I've just had some there now, which it might be to do with... That's so sweet of info, thank you. Right, well, we'll just have to hope that it works out. Yesterday, I was telling you about these new sets of paints that AJ Ludlow are planning on bringing out with the 6 colours that I use, and I think that these, we can hear you great. So they're the 6 colours that I use regularly, and I'm hoping to be able to sell these quite soon. I'll be doing an introductory offer straight away. So I thought we would try and do some basics today, because we sort of romped on and I've kind of assumed a certain level of ability. Good morning, you're cracking up. I know, I don't know what to do. Anne-Marie, I've reset everything, I've checked my microphone, I've asked a few people, and I'm just not sure. It may be that the broadband's under such a lot of pressure at the moment that it's not working. Anyway, I think I'm going to start with a really, really simple pheasant painting. And that way, at least I've got something I can be working on with. And then I'll start looking at just colours and mixing and techniques. Okay, so I will tip you down. So this is going to be a pheasant. And I just started with the little wattles and whatnot round the eye, and I'm just going to mix up the lovely iridescent green sort of colour. Hi, hello, good morning all, lovely to see you all. And then I'm going to get a bigger brush. So I'm mixing some yellow and some alizarin crimson, and I need a scrap of paper to test my colour. There we are. So we've got loads of pheasants sort of mooching about the place at the moment. And they have, like, they've got a sort of feather that goes. I'm just going to get another brush. Because there's a... Actually, this brush has just got damaged, so I'll maybe get another one. Yeah, they've got this like the wing. And then this is obviously a cock pheasant, so and there are these lovely feathers that sort of lie over the top of there. Now then, while it's still wet, got your glasses. I have. I know, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. I've even tried to log on Fifey's phone, but Fifey's phone doesn't seem to like my login details. It's a complete... don't know. And again, just now having fun with the colours. I thought we'd start with this, as I say, and then just get a separate piece of paper and start looking at techniques, because all the things that I do on the paintings are discovered through play with paper and paint. It's really quite nice. I think that's quite satisfying. Sort of simple. I might just put a bit on there. We did a really good thing last night. We had a family quiz. So myself and Fifey and my two daughters and their partners / husbands did a quiz on Zoom. So we did 15 questions each. And guess who won? He did. I wonder if it's your Wi-Fi. Your video quality doesn't seem as slick today as normal. I'm just going to make sure that I am on the correct Wi-Fi. Just really too much I can do about that. I think that's quite a nice... I'm buffering. I'm going to very quickly go to my settings and make sure I'm on the best. Testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to make sure I'm on the best broadband. Just one moment. Sorry. Yeah, I'm on the best. It's on the main one. Hi, Amanda. I'm just going to have to bear with it. I can't really do anything about the broadband. We usually have about 46, an upload speed of, a download speed of 46, whatevers. Anyway. So, Amanda, you'll be interested. Look, pheasants, that's your sort of thing. So that's like a start. Now, we're going to play with these ones. So we'll open this up. Testing, 1, 2, 3. So these are the 6 colours I use mostly. We'll get them out. Right. And there's actually quite a decent amount of paint in each of these. So what I'll do... and then we'll just get a bit of each on the paper and start seeing what happens when we mix them together. Have you tried turning everything off and then on again? Oh yes, smell. Certainly have. I actually spent about an hour and a half this morning trying to find an alternative to this phone to do the... I've got paint everywhere. Just give me one sec. Our other apps are running in the background. I turned everything off, Annalene. Trying to get the lid off this one. Struggling. Yeah, I turned everything off, I think. So there is the sap green, French ultramarine, Payne's grey, Windsor yellow, Windsor red, alizarin crimson. Right, hold on, I'm going to tip you up. And bring you down a little bit so we can get as close as possible. Right. So you don't really need very much. Look at all that colour. Just like the tiniest. We have wanted that name forever. I'll get a tiny little bit of the blue as well, which really, this isn't the way to do it. You should put some into a mixing thingy palette. So really beginning to understand the colour. And if you look at it very, very closely, see how it behaves? The blue is actually behaving slightly differently to the alizarin crimson. Do not need much more. Again. the Windsor Red. Incredibly intense. Let's see what it does. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yellow, I'll just get a tiny touch from the lid. The way to use this paint is absolutely not directly out of the pot. You'll use far too much. You just need to get a little knife, probably smaller than this one, just a tiny knife, get a bit out and put it into your dish. That's what that is there. And that there. So that is a really beautiful, intense yellow. And then finally, Payne's Grey, which again, I'll just get a tiny bit. Payne's Grey is not actually a one pigment colour. This is made up from, I think, a couple of things, but because I use it so much. So from these colours, you shouldn't really need much else. And then you can see you get this beautiful little a sort of mauve. Then introduce that to that one. And that's the colour of the tulips that we were doing the other day. And this green here, you maybe wouldn't use just by itself to get a natural grass. You'd probably add a little bit of a red. You can see already that's looking more like a natural colour, and a yellow. So there are our 4 colours, and got our lovely leaf. So we've sort of got some leaves going on here. And you can turn your brush sideways and get that sort of slightly leaving bits of white behind. And then again, I'm just getting colour. And then while it's still wet, introduce more colour. Sort of effect's really, really good for doing things like painting guinea fowl, because if that was like a guinea fowl, just trying to get some colour here, it doesn't matter what the colour is, I can then pick out the circles, the white perfect circles that you get on a guinea fowl feather while it's still wet. Just wondering if we should go back to the hello Jenny, hello Dickie Carruthers and Dawn. So want a new box of your love. I'm hoping they'll be ready quite soon, Melanie. Hi Jane. You can do a test on your Wi-Fi. Yeah, I can't add to the broadband. We have super fast broadband here, but anyway. I was thinking, I tell you what, we did this the other day, and what would be quite nice, just as a sort of basic technique, is add leaves to this. A very, very simple way of doing a background on something. I'll just move those out of the way. I don't want to wreck them before I've even had a chance to use them. Put the lids there. Okay. So I'll use the colour I've got already here because, as I say, I don't want to stick my brush directly into these because it uses up far too much pigment. So I've got some yellow that I've already put in here. Where's my blue? Yeah, I think that'll probably do. So these runner ducks are going to be in amongst the sort of rushes. Our attack duck is getting even worse. We've got 3 ducks. There's 1 duck and 2 drakes, which is the wrong ratio to have. And Fifey keeps saying, which one's neck shall I ring? And I just go, don't. They're so lovely. And of course, really, when you're painting animals, you want 3. You don't just want 2. But one of the drakes really is quite aggressive, and he just chases anything. He chases his own shadow. So this shows you what can happen when you paint over this very pale wash in the background, which I hope you can see. Rena's watching. So sad we can't hear the mixing of the greens. I'm so sorry. Tip you back. So yeah, this gives you a good example of putting another colour over a wash. Yes, I'm a bit short on stories at the moment now that things have quietened down in the lambing shed. There's always a certain amount of amusement going along to the farm. There's always things happening and funny stories, but so yeah, it's gone really well. It's been the best lambing weather, certainly that I can remember, and fairly short on like disasters. Nostrils on the ducks. Maybe put that aside for now. I wonder how the pheasant's getting on, because could perhaps start the eye. How's it going? How's your dog's health? Annalene, the dog's way better. It's on 4. Clever, you go behind stuff. Mine always get a wonk on, always get a wonk on. You get a wonk on. Marianne Ray gets a wonk. Love the way you painted Elise. Thank you, Angie. The dog's like a million times better. He's on 4 units of insulin a day now. Hi Tracy. Right, we'll have a look at the eye of this. But a bit too wet to do what I would quite like to do at this stage, but yeah, so little Marv has been coming on back out on walks, but not massive walks. And it's such a relief because I just didn't think he was going to. He just seems so. Oh, I'm always at the wrong time. Problem is when I'm actually doing the painting, I can't see the comments. I'm going to pull this down a bit and try and get. How's that? There. Whoops. Just a tin. What I'd like to do on here, I think it might be a bit too. We'll just give that a minute. I talked about how I painted trees, I think, a little while ago, and I've got a painting that I'd quite like to put a couple of trees on, and what I plan to do is literally just something like that. And then you see we've got 3 very, very stylised trees. Can we see that sort of thing? Eek, both video and sound are going wonky on me. I do love the pheasant. I know, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do about it. So there's the 3 trees that I think I'm going to put like here on the painting. There. Which brush did I use? Can't remember. Is this one? And I'm just finding bits of colour that I'm thinking might work. And I'm going to get this awful brush. Mm-hmm. Oh, wrong brush. Get my Payne's grey. Because it will dry paler. I have a pointier brush than that. This one's maybe a tiny bit better. So it's like a really simple technique, just to hint at these lovely like. Yeah, there's obviously buffering going on. Fiona Roberts, you're so naughty. You need to be more careful. Jeff, I know, I'm sorry, Beth. Anyway, so we've got these, I love all the colours from the top, like these yellows and greens and blues are really doing it for me. Just going to dip you up again. Just make sure that I have got Mel, could you do me a favour? Could you give Bar a phone and maybe somehow explain over the phone how she can get onto my Facebook page and watch the live videos? Because I had a chat with her the other day, but I'm not sure she's 100% au fait with Facebook. But you obviously are. Would that be possible, Mel? Because, yeah, she would really love to. Trees, please. Go live on a laptop. I haven't got a laptop, I've got an iPad, and I promise you, I have been fiddling on with phones and iPads and ringing people up and clearing everything and reinstalling things since 9:30 this morning in order to be able to do today. But and I'll carry on afterwards. Anyway, so So yeah, those trees are really nice, but what I'm going to do is put the evening shadow on them. So I'm going to get some quite intense blue, rather like these shadows here, I think. Test the colour. I think I'd like it a bit more. It's quite good fun doing this and sort of going up and down the ridges of the ridge and furrows. Thinking about maybe doing something here too. So I'm just putting a hedge on this next hill top, which is a bit closer, so it's a bigger. Oops, that was a bit. Won't be doing that. My teeny brush. I can see that's still too watery, so I'm going to add more colour to that. I hope you can see. I usually, for these sessions, have been sitting on my seat here, but we took it through to the kitchen last night for doing our family Zoom quiz, and I forgot to bring it back. So I'm standing and I can't actually see any of the comments. Quite such a gorgeous day today. Yesterday was amazing, really, really warm, especially in the afternoon. And guess what? Went on the bicycles to the river and had a massive swim. It was just great. The pool is probably like 30 to 40 metres long, so it means I can get my head down and yes, Fiona Roberts, I can get my head down and swim crawl for miles and miles. Go live on, whoops. There's Stuart. In the shed. Thank you, Beth. Fiona, you make those trees and shadows look easy. That's because it is easy. Do you have hands-free Bluetooth? I could do that, you're right. I could just get a microphone, stick it in the phone. I didn't really hear what you said about bar. Mel, if you can hear me now, I was just wondering whether you might be able to ring her up and maybe talk her through how to log in, find my Facebook page and see the live videos, because she really loves her painting and I think she'd love to do it, but she just doesn't seem to be able to quite get there. Fiona, she said, can you phone her and let... Thank you, Fiona. Get you clever. Oops, I keep putting the wrong colour. Where's my alizarin crimson? Here. I'm just trying to add a slightly warmer colour for the foreground. But you can carry on doing this while it's still wet. And sometimes I like to hint at the red berries and the hawthorns in the autumn. Most of my landscape paintings are done, to be fair, in the autumn. Because that's when everything is just so dramatic and comes to life. I wonder if that's maybe a little bit more. Jules, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? Look at the time. This is just quite good fun, isn't it? Just having the shadows coming over the hill, just like when I came back from the river last night. Fairly nice coming together, evening shadows. I was going to be going more back to basics and I've ended up romping away on that landscape. Where's the pheasant gone? Save that for tomorrow. We'll do the next bit on there tomorrow because that's quite good fun. Shut up about your lovely swim. Honestly, Jules, it was divine. And I've got this, it's a bit like a GoPro camera. Whoops. Bloody thing. But it's a fraction of the cost. It only costs about 40 quid. So I don't feel that anxious about using it. Because a GoPro is, I think, about 300 quid. You can ask Jules, she knows. Sorry about that. But yeah, so this cross-tour camera, it's not so great, but it's really lovely. I've got a sort of selfie stick and a waterproof thing at the end, so you can take it into the river. And you don't like a romp. You do like a romp, don't you? Very little of your conversation. Mel, can you give Bar a ring, please? And explain how to get onto Facebook and how to find my live videos. That would be really kind. Or Mel, maybe if you send me a private message, then I can reply. That would be great. Anyway, yeah, so I've taken some really good fun photos underwater with the camera. And yesterday was a good one. And there were some neighbours and their son was jumping in the water, obviously at more than 2 metres away. And I managed to get a video of him doing that as well. Anyhow, it's been lovely spending time with you, and I hope you have a lovely day. And I'll tell you what, do send me a message if there's something in particular that you'd like to see, because I feel I've pretty much shown you all my tricks, and it would be quite nice to have a bit of a steer if there's, you know, if there's something that you'd really like me to maybe talk about or show on paper. Otherwise I could just sit and paint my paintings. Underwater watercolours. You're quite nice, Beth, actually. The photographs are divine. Anyway, Melanie Rennick, give MAR a P. Thank you, rabbit. No bloody rabbits. I'm sorry, I don't usually swear, but it's like Watership Down here. And rabbits don't really do it for me in terms of being painting subjects. Things that are like really, really cute, like bunnies and lambs, they just don't really do it for me. I prefer more like macho subjects like cockerels or where there's a bit of an exchange going on. Thank
Again, plenty of tricks left. Hounds. I did
do a hound the other day. I'll maybe do another one. Okay.
Otters. No otters. Alison, sorry.
You've missed it all, but I will post this on Facebook, and I can only apologise for the rubbish quality of the sound and
Stuff. I think it must be just the broadband. Anyhow, have a great day.
Bye. Foxes. I did a fox. Collies, no.